Welcome back to The Explainer. Let's just dive right into it today because we've got an incredibly exciting breakdown for you. We're looking at the recap of the absolute latest Practice Cup bowling tournament, and man, it is a total masterclass in athletic consistency, mental fortitude, and just outright lane dominance. So if you're the kind of person who loves seeing how sheer focus translates into tangible, unbeatable results, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's get to it. Now, I want to kick things off with a massive, practically magical number, 731. Keep that number tucked in the back of your mind as we go through this explainer today because it really is the absolute benchmark. This is the series score that completely shattered the competition. And in the bowling world, a number like that, it doesn't just happen by accident. No way. It's the result of pure precision, relentless repetition, and honestly, just a complete refusal to let the pressure get to you. So that brings us right into Section 1. A champion ground and total dominance on the lanes. You see, today the Practice Cup belonged to exactly one competitor, and his name is Bruce. The really fascinating thing about this recap is that Bruce made absolutely sure there was zero suspense today. We always look for those nail-biting finishes in sports, right? But I gotta say, there is something just as mesmerizing about a true wire-to-wire win. I mean, just look at the mindset in his post-game quote. He said, "BR managed to grab a win in the PC today. Nice work, me. LOL. Was great fun." I absolutely love this because it just hits the nail on the head regarding his unstoppable momentum. I mean, look at how relaxed that is. There is literally no trace of agonizing stress. He's self-congratulatory, he's laughing, he's having a great time. And as you'll see in the data, that relaxed state of mind, it's a massive competitive advantage. Which naturally takes us to Section 2, Bruce's unstoppable numbers, the anatomy of a victory. So how exactly did he piece together that beast of a 731 series? Well, chronologically, game by game, Bruce came out absolutely firing right out of the gate with a massive 246 in Game 1. But here's where it really gets impressive. He followed it up with this super resilient 229 in Game 2. And then, rather than just coasting on his lead, he absolutely slammed the door shut with a 256 finale in Game 3. The crucial takeaway here is consistency. In competitive sports, your ultimate weapon isn't just having a high peak, it's the ability to sustain that peak, frame after frame, game after game. And when you average out those 3 games, well, you get a staggering 243.7. Just think about the sheer math of a performance like that. Averaging well over 240 across 3 consecutive games means his margin for error was practically zero. He was finding the pocket, scooping up spares whenever he needed to, and just stringing together streaks with this absolute mechanical precision. Honestly, it's a broadcaster's dream to report on stats this clean. Now, against the rest of the field, that 243-plus average looks truly monumental. Bruce finished an incredible 49 pins ahead of Paul D, who took second place, and a massive 79 pins ahead of Herbert, who took third. I mean, in a sport where a single missed spare can literally cost you a title, gaps of 49 and 79 pins are just huge. Bruce wasn't just leading the pack here. The guy was bowling in his own zip code. We do definitely need to acknowledge our silver medalist here, though. Paul D's strong run absolutely continues. He's been putting together this recent string of really fantastic Practice Cup performances. And let's be real, rolling a 682 series is nothing to scoff at. On any other day, a 682 could easily take the crown. But the reality of today's tournament was simple. There was just no catching Bruce. Paul played a great game, for sure, but Bruce was operating on a completely different level. All right, that brings us to Section 3, Bowling Under Pressure, and the human element on the lanes. So we've looked at the hard numbers, but, statistics alone never really tell the whole story. Because at the end of the day, sports are played by actual people who are totally susceptible to expectations and the environment around them. Let's compare Bruce's state, relaxed, cruising, just in total control, with our third-place finisher, Herbert Medina. Herbert had a real pressure cooker situation today. His mother, Letty Medina, was right there in the crowd watching her son compete. And hey, as anyone who has ever played a sport in front of their parents knows, having your mom in the stands adds a whole new psychological layer to your game. But even with that intense pressure, Herbert totally delivered. He secured a highly respectable third-place finish with his 652 series. He gave his mom a great show. Now sure, Letty had to watch Bruce walk away with the actual trophy, but seeing her son perform under that kind of spotlight and still clinch a podium spot, that is a huge win in its own right. It's a real testament to Herbert's ability to keep his head in the game even when the stakes felt deeply personal. Finally, we arrive at Section 4, the final leaderboard. Let's see exactly how the rest of the field shook out in the aftermath of Bruce's dominating run. Okay, here is the complete rundown for the day. We already talked about our top 3, right?
Bruce with his towering 731, Paul D with a really strong 682, and Herbert putting up a very solid 652 under pressure. Rounding out the rest of the field, we've got Dave B putting up a 606, Daryl right behind him with a 595, Kipster bringing in a 588, and Wes finishing it off at 525. You know, it takes a really dedicated field of competitors to make a tournament great, so massive kudos to all the bowlers out on the lanes today. But obviously, the biggest, most enthusiastic congratulations go out to our undisputed Practice Cup champion, Bruce. Which really just leaves us with this final thought. Look at what it took to win today. It took an unbroken string of consistency, being totally unbothered by the environment, and being completely in control of the physical and mental game. So I want you to ask yourself, whether it's in your own hobbies, maybe your career, or just your daily life, when the pressure is really on, are you Bruce, effortlessly putting up massive numbers and actually having fun doing it? Or are you the rest of the field, just trying to catch up? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep refining your game, and I'll catch you on the next one.